Turkish Airlines Euroleague. I feel devotion.
In this episode, the game of the week, another chance for Cantu. All the remaining thrilling permutations. The race among Partizan, Broze and Lietuvos Rytas in Group D. And Caja Laboral, EA7 and Cedevita in Group C. We talk to Gianluca Basile and Ibrahim Jabba, and as usual, we present our bwin MVP and the top 3 Week 9. As the smallest player, almost any time he steps on a basketball court, Euroleague rookie guard Dante Draper of Real Madrid knows a lot about proving himself.
Since I was 7 years old, I always was the smallest person. It's about proving people wrong. I'm quick, I can use my size and my speed and just get around people. And it helps me on defense too. So, it's always been a big motivation.
Draper not only paid his dues to reach the Euroleague by playing in 6 countries on 3 continents, but as a point guard, he had to adapt every step of the way.
That part was the hardest part, being a point guard in Europe, because it's totally different from in the States. First you gotta know the game.
Draper learned quickly enough to win the Euro Cup MVP award 2 seasons ago on the way to helping Cedevita Zagreb earn its Euroleague debut.
It meant a lot. I think that's why I'm here today. They gave me the opportunity to showcase my talent.
This season, Draper is doing the same as the Euroleague's per-minute steals leader, still proving himself every day for Real Madrid.
I'm just very happy to be here, that they chose me, and I want to win as many titles as I can.
Another rookie point guard is making a name for himself in Euroleague. Mapuoro Cantu's own Jonathan Tabu was supposed to be the backup of Jerry Smith at the beginning of the competition. Then the American player got injured, and coach Trinchieri gave the native of Congo the reins of the team. Tabu played 32 minutes per game in 5 season starts after Smith's injury, and he has finally found what he was looking for in the last few years. He had never played in the Euroleague after having helped both Charleroi and Cantu to reach the competition, and after a season on loan, his hard work has paid off.
When I left Charleroi, we won the title. So I think it was for me time to move on in another level. And then also with Cantu happened the same. I was part of it too because we reached the final. It was hard, but at the end I made it, so I'm happy now.
In recent weeks, we have told you some great stories of sports-addicted families. That was not Tabu's case, at least not in the early years.
In the beginning it was not, because my father is more like a student, because he wanted us to study more than to play basketball. So when we started play basketball, he was not so happy, but when I showed to him that I was able to reach the highest level possible, after that he let me do my thing, and I think right now he can be proud of me.
However, even if his father may not have been a basketball fan, his brothers were his role models when he was a child in Belgium, once he moved there from his native country.
I came in Belgium when I was 5 years old, and I started playing basketball when I was 12 because all my brothers was playing basketball before me, and I fall in love with it.
Before the jump ball of the game of the week at Paladesio, Turkish Airlines Euroleague stars of Mapuoro Cantu and Real Madrid stood shoulder to shoulder with one team and Special Olympics athletes, as happened in all of this round's games, in a show of commitment to helping those with intellectual disabilities. Tabu, of course, started against Real Madrid. His team took to the floor knowing that a victory would probably give them one last chance to qualify for the top 16 next week, while a defeat would have knocked them out of the competition. That's why the hosts started with such intensity, leading 13-1 after a 3-pointer by Marti Lunen. Both teams were missing key players like Pietro Aradori and Rudy Fernandez, but neither side wanted to lose. Real Madrid came to Italy to defend their first place in Group A and answered with a 10-0 run completed by JC Carroll at the start of the second quarter. Manuchar Makioshvili was having one of those nights. He managed 21 points halfway into the third quarter, scoring a three-pointer to give his side a 9-point lead, 55-46. Once again, JC Carroll showed why he is such a scoring talent by hitting 10 for 14, or 24 points in 26 minutes. And he was the reason why Real Madrid was still playing a one-possession game with 3 minutes to go, 68-65. Then Lunin knocked down a key three-pointer and Marco Cusin stopped Sergio Llull with a big block that sent the fans crazy and sealed Mapuoro's victory, 76-70. Despite 3 for 12 from two-pointers, Manuchar Makioshvili finished the game with a season-high 23 points and earned our Player of the Game award.
Definitely made our difference was our defense. Because we played really good defense, we played together, and we were coming from really tough situation right now. We lost a few games in a row, and this game was like an air for us. You know, we needed to win this game to have a chance to go to top 16. Now we have Istanbul next week, and we will do our best for sure. But today's game is defense, all about defense.
Makioshvili is playing the 4th season in a row with Cantu, and he showed how much he cares with 3 for 5 on three-pointers, 6 rebounds, 7 fouls received, and 8 from 8 from the line. The following night, Panathinaikos Athens hosted Fenerbahce Ulka Istanbul in a game that was strictly related. Mike Batiste had an amazing welcome from his former fans on his first return to Oaxaca.
Thank you for a wonderful 9 years. From the bottom of my heart, you guys will always be here in my heart to the day I die. I believe in my heart that sooner or later our paths will cross again. Thank you.
Panathinaikos won 69-55, led by 15 points by Andy Panko and almost a double-double by Dimitris Diamantidis. Thanks to this result, Fenerbahce Ulka and Mapuoro Cantu will face each other next week in a true elimination game. We are not leaving Greece yet, as we need to talk about one of the Turkish airline Euroleague greats. In fact, after leading defending champion Olympiakos Piraeus to 5 consecutive victories last month, 3 of them on the road, superstar guard Vasilis Spanoulis has been chosen as the bwin MVP for November by Euroleague Basketball. Spanoulis showed all his enormous talent by scoring 21 points against Cedevita Zagreb, 23 in Milan against EA7 Emporio Armani, 14 in Spain at Caja Laboral, another 14 against Anadolu Efes Istanbul, and 16 in Kaunas against Zalgiris. In Milan, he made the most three-pointers of his Euroleague career, 5, while dishing his second most assists, 9, to earn a rare standing ovation from his opponent's home crowd. All told, Spanoulis averaged 17.6 points and 6.8 assists while making 14 of 31 three-pointers in November. Against Zalgiris last week, Spanoulis was particularly decisive with 2 three-pointers and an assist for Kostas Papanikolaou in the closing minutes. Vasilis knows what it takes to be a leader, and he wants to do it his way, pushing his teammates every day and leading by example.
For me, the most important thing, not only basketball, but also in life, also in my home, is to be honest and straight. This is how you can earn your respect and to make the other people to listen to you.
This week, he was once again the best player for Olympiakos in the 84-62 victory over Cedevita on the road. Spanoulis scored 14 points with 5 rebounds and 5 assists in only 24 minutes. After a tough start to the season, Olympiakos has rediscovered its chemistry as one of the strongest teams in the Euroleague. thanks in large part to the bwin MVP for November, Vasilis Spanoulis. Still in Group C, Zalgiris Kaunas travelled to Milan to face EA7 Emporio Armani and to stay at the top of the table. Zalgiris' guard Ibrahim Jabba came back to the Euroleague basketball this year after a season away from the courts.
I took off for the year for religious reasons and just to spend time with my family back home, do some traveling and start up some business. I have a company called Call Me Muslim, and it's geared towards facilitating things for the Muslim community.
For Ibi, family always played a special part in his life. His older brother Lukman was his first true mentor when he was playing college basketball.
He was a true point guard and also a true defensive player, and much of my ability is, modeled after his game as I saw him playing when I was young and growing up.
Ibrahim's game fits in very well with Zalgiris' style. The Lithuanian team has been one of the biggest surprises of the season. They are one of the most pleasing teams to watch.
I think we have a very well-balanced team. I don't think it's the front court, I don't think it's the back court, I don't think it's the coach, I don't think it's the trainer. I think everybody has a very important role and recognizes that and, really tries to give their all to fulfilling that role.
We have to believe Ibi. He really found his place in Zalgiris, while another guard, a veteran Euroleague basketball star, is doing the same thing in Milan. Ignorance is bliss. Don't worry, we're still referring to basketball because EA7 Emporio Armani veteran guard Gianluca Basile trademarked his own shot, calling it the tiro ignorante, which means the ignorant shot. He usually tries this shot not only when his team needs 3 points, but also when everybody needs a boost of energy.
Generally in basketball, it is a team effort that produces the basket, be that a pass or penetration, instead of which you invent this shot all by yourself. I would not really recommend it because it is a bit stupid. You risk an air ball, and you shouldn't really try it.
Basile became a legend in Italy, both with his previous club Fortitudo Bologna and the national team, because of his amazing decisive shots. A lot of it is down to work for sure, but most of all it has to do with something called instinct.
It is impossible to train for this. You can train for other things, but this shot just came out of nowhere.
When it comes to long-range shooting ability, you better listen to what a player like Gianluca Basile has to say. He has scored plenty of ignorant shots in his career, but if he did that, it is because he knows all the fundamentals of the game by heart.
When you're on the floor, you know where the basket is. You don't have to look for it. All it takes is a millisecond to look up and you know where it is. In the end, it all comes down to skill.
Enough talking, now to the game. The former EA7 player Jabba was eager to meet again his former fans at the Mediolanum Forum.
I'm excited to play here in front of the old fans and the old friends.
Gianluca Basile waited 26 minutes on the bench to finally enter the floor. He had a couple of very important three-pointers in a close duel against Zalgiris, helping its leading scorer Keith Langford, who played 35 minutes and scored 20 points, despite an injury to his right leg. Zalgiris wanted to hold on to first place in Group C. They did it thanks to a couple of key baskets by Paulius Jankūnas. Langford missed the last chance to tie, and Kaunas won 67-65. Milan need to win at Olympiacos next week, but it may not be enough as Caja Laboral won 91-76 at Anadolu Efes Istanbul, catching EA7 at 3-6. The Spanish will be hosting Cedevita Zagreb, and a win would see them qualify.
Hey, what's up, man? This is Deontay Christmas.
This is Sonny Wings.
You can follow Euroleague Basketball on Twitter at Euroleague, and also follow me at DChristmas22.
And don't forget to follow me at Sonny13.
As for Group C, 3 teams will fight till the very end of the regular season, also from Group D, to determine the 4th club that will advance to the top 16. In Belgrade, Partizan MTS faced FC Barcelona Regal, and like against CSKA, the guys of coach Vujozovic forced the best team of the league, according to its record, to the overtime. Barcelona won a close contest 68-67. That's not the end of the run for the Serbian side. In Vilnius, Lietuvos Rytas gets its 2nd victory of the season over Brose Baskets. But a 67-62 wasn't enough to reverse the 6-point difference against the German side. With those results, we have a 3-way tie coming to the final round of the regular season. Brose Baskets, Partizan Belgrade and Lietuvos Rytas all have 2 victories and 7 defeats. And the German team hosts the Serbian side next week. This means just one thing. By winning the next game at home, Brose Baskets will get the qualification. Otherwise, Partizan advances if Lietuvos Rytas loses at Besiktas, as the Lithuanian team have a 7-point margin over the Serbian squad. You better stay with us next week and get all the excitement of Turkish Airlines Euroleague basketball action. In Group B, we know all the qualified teams. Alba Berlin is back in the top 16 for the 2nd time in its history. Coach Sasha Obradovic's team qualified thanks to its enthusiasm, energy and excitement. The same qualities that make Nihad Djerovic stand out.
I think my type of game is aggressive. That's the team how Alba Berlin is. I think from the defense, from the aggressive defense after the fast break. I think that's my strongest side, and also penetration to the basket. I like more than shooting, so I think that's the key of my game.
So young yet so experienced. He spent 2 Euroleague seasons in Barcelona when he was just 16, but almost never played. Then came his Euroleague breakthrough when in Rome, almost 10 points and more than 2 assists per game when he was just 19.
Boša Tanjević was the general manager, and it was one more person who helped in my career. So I felt ready, and the coach was Matteo Berencioli, who gave me space to progress, and I think I did it really good the first season.
Now he has gone a step further. He has learned to master his youthful qualities, grooming them into an intelligent and efficient way.
I have a lot of energy on the court, but I try to learn how to use my energy, because sometimes I make mistakes, but you can tell that I'm still young, but I'm trying to learn to use my energy on the right time, and the coach Sasha Obradovic this season is helping me to do this.
What does the future hold? It isn't just about improving, but also about choosing a different position on the floor. As Djerovic himself told us during the pre-season camp, he would like to improve his playmaking skills and play as a point guard.
I like to have the ball in my hands. Also here in Alba Berlin, the coach pushed me to play point guard position, which I really like.
Anything is possible. Now, after many seasons, Nihad has discovered the perfect environment to express himself to the fullest.
A team like Alba Berlin, who is pretty young and pretty full of energy, so I think this is the best combination for me to make a good year in Euroleague.
Thursday night, Alba Berlin faced Unicaja Malaga and proved they are worthy of a top 16 place, and Djedovic made a fine contribution with 8 points and 4 assists. However, Marcus Williams provided a magnificent performance for the Spanish team. He finished the game with 16 points and 5 assists in less than 20 minutes, including 7 points and 1 assist in a 14-0 run in the third quarter, when Malaga came back from 49-41 down. The guests finally claimed victory 74-63 and are still battling for the first place of the group. Another Group B member, Blake Schilb of El Chalon Soussaon, shone in this round. He is the bwin MVP of Week 9 with a magnificent performance index rating of 38. Just playing against Bobby Brown a kind of destiny for him. In fact, Brown won the award in Week 5 with 31 when Schilb recorded 34. It was just a losing effort against Unicaja. Now there are no doubts because Chalon won in overtime against Montepaschi 108-103. Schilb played an almost perfect game, topped by a winning overtime when he scored 3 baskets to decide the game. His total statistics even before that outstanding performance after the 40 minutes were terrific. 28 points, shooting 6 for 7 two-pointers and 3 for 5 three-pointers, adding 7 for 8 from the line. With 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 1 block and 6 fouls drawn, Blake completed a perfect night for him and his team. In fact, even if Chalon were playing its last Euroleague game at home this year, their supporters can be happy after such an exciting win over a great team like Siena. Nobody could imagine a better outcome for the team, and of course for Blake, now at last crowned with his prestigious trophy. Now here we are with the best plays of the week. Here's the top 3.
Number 3, Moscow, Russia. CSKA on the break. Sonny Weems connects with Sasha Kaun for the nasty one-handed dunk in traffic. What a play! Number 2, Belgrade, Serbia. Final seconds of the game. Dejan Musli shoots for the win, but Nate Jawai blocks his shot and preserves a Barcelona victory. And the number 1 play of the week, Ljubljana, Slovenia. Final seconds of the game and Union Olimpija down by 1. Jaka Blažić drives and sends a kick-out pass to Klemen Prepelic, who nails the game-winning shot at the buzzer, delighting the fans at Stožice Arena.
That's it for now, but before we leave you, let's take a look to the next game of the week. The next game of the week pits 2 Turkish Airlines Euroleague powerhouses against each other. FC Barcelona Regal of Spain and visitors CSKA Moscow of Russia, playing each other for the 12th time this century. 4 of these meetings happened at the Final Four, and all of them in the semi-finals. Barcelona won the first game of the century at Palau Sant Jordi in May 2003 in a 76-71 victory, and then went on to claim its first ever Euroleague title 2 days later. 3 years on in the beautiful Sazka Arena of Prague, CSKA downed their rivals 84-75 on the way to its first Euroleague title in 35 years. After repeating their title run in 2008, the Russian team beat the Spanish side again in 2009 in Berlin 82-78. Lost the final against Panathinaikos. 12 months later in Paris, it was the turn of the Blaugrana to beat CSKA 64-54 on the way to their second title of the decade. They have also met 4 times in the top 16 in the 2004-05 and 2007-08 seasons, claiming 2 wins each, one of them on the road. This will be their 4th regular season meeting. In the first 2 during the 2006-07 season, CSKA prevailed in both 70-78 after an extra session on the road, while FC Barcelona Regal claimed revenge in Moscow this season with a score of 60-81. Marcelinho Huertas and Juan Carlos Navarro each scored 8 points in a crucial 5-19 third-quarter run, which Barcelona used to open up a 15-point lead after 3 quarters. The visitors then played lockdown defense the rest of the way to cruise to a big victory. Big matchups on the court are Huertas and Week8 bwin MVP Milos Teodosic at point guard, Novara and Deontay Christmas at shooting guard, Pete Michael and bwin October MVP Sonny Weems at small forward. In the front court, players like Erezan Lorbeck, Nathan Jawai, Victor Kriapa, Nenad Kurstic and Sasha Kaun will provide the best the game has to offer in front of some adoring fans. In a classic Turkish Airlines Euroleague matchup, the only regular season unbeaten team FC Barcelona Regal and CSKA Moscow lock horns for supremacy in Group D in the next game of the week.
Turkish Airlines Euroleague.